Welcome. Good morning. You guys ready for today? Okay. Just a minute or two for other people to join in there. We can begin. Good morning, everybody. You're welcome. Welcome to today's live session. So you guys know how we do it. It's gonna be me analyzing my pairs, what I'm looking at, and the chat is looking pretty exciting. This week is gonna be powerful by God's grace. We're already starting out the week real good. But my VIP students, my not students, the Signal group were doing absolutely incredible. It's been TP all the way, no single loss yet. We're not going to see loss by God's grace. So I'm pretty excited about this week. I hope you are as well. So I'm going to be showing you guys what I have or what I'm looking at for the week. My usual pairs that I follow up on. I'm going to do more of metals and then some, currencies as well to see what the market, is giving us this period. So without any further ado, okay, our time is started already. So we're going to go in straight into the chat today. But before we do that, just a quick, pep talk to, motivate you. I just want to say this out there. So if you're listening, if you're watching, I know one of the most challenging thing about trading is to be able to find your feet in consistency. That's one of the major challenge. That's why you're hopping probably on my channel today, joining this live to watch how I'm analyzing my trades and how I am, taking my setups. There are two major things you need to understand before you start seeing consistency. People always think that strategy is not important, just psychology. Yes, psychology plays a very, very crucial role when it comes to scaling up, when it comes to understanding yourself as a trader and, getting that profitability that you're looking for. What I call it, psychology plays a very fact 80 to 90% of that role. But you see, the remaining 10% that we're neglecting and saying is not so important is absolutely important. You need an edge. You need a strategy. Someone was asking me yesterday, one of a trader that I know, was asking me like, I have been I've been training for a while now and I've not been seeing consistency. What is my problem? I just laughed. And the moment I did not say anything, the person started saying, I know that I'm a greedy person. I know I'm impatient. I said, well, you see, you're already highlighting those problems to yourself. Now, before you even get to that point of being greedy, being impatient, you need to understand that, first of all, you must have an edge in the market. And what is an edge? A working strategy. Once you have a working strategy, that's your first phase. So you must learn a strategy that works for you, that you have seen repeated over time. It has worked today, tomorrow, like over a certain period of time. You know that this strategy is actually good. Then after that, then you can now work on the psychological part, which entails discipline, consistency, following your rules. So that strategy that you're working with has rules. There's no strategy that does not have rules. I mean, support and resistance strategy tells you when the market gets to a certain support level, you want to see one, two touch, at least a minimum of two or three touch, then you can, use that. That is a set rule, right? So if you see one touch and you just enter, you are breaking that rule. So whatever strategy you're using, have know the elements of that strategy, understand the strategy to the point that you can break down the elements into bits and pieces and tell yourself, okay, these are the trajectory of the strategy, these are the rules guiding this strategy. So for me to see discipline, you cannot use a strategy 2 weeks and think that that strategy is not working anymore. It's not possible. You need to outweigh that strategy, outuse it, outlive it for like a month, two, consistently follow that rules. That is when you will start noticing a shift in your in your trading journey. You will start noticing that, okay, discipline is coming into play. Like if the market does not get to that level that you're waiting for, you are not taking the trade. And when the market does not get there and move away, tell yourself that there will be another setup. See, the market does not rest. 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, every year in, year out, this market is going to be there. So if you miss an opportunity now, does not mean that another one will not come. Last week, Monday, I missed so many opportunities because I barely trade on Mondays and I did not really look at the charts like that. And when I saw everything that played out for that Monday, I was like, man, all these are A plus setups. If I had been on chart, I would have cut all these trades and I would have been done that Monday. I would have been done for the week because I have my weekly goals, weekly targets. Once I hit it on a Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm done. Only maybe if I want to just do some extra shit, but that is usually how it goes. So that is where your discipline and consistency will come. Before you start seeing that progress, you need to first understand your strategy very well. Understand your strategy, your edge, then follow your rules. That is where the discipline comes into play. All right. With that being said, enough of the talk. Let's get to the chat. I know you guys are not here for the talk. You just want to see chat, 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 chat. Setups. Let us see. Buy here, sell here. Abby. All right. Okay, once again, good morning and welcome. Let's begin proper. So I'm going to share my screen and show you guys what I have. So gold, silver, BTC, those are my new babies. I'm going to be looking at them, breaking them down a bit. Then we'll go into some currency pairs as well before I take in your own pairs that you're looking at. So the first pair we're going to be dissecting today is obviously gold. So let me share my screen. Okay. All right, please. I hope you can see my screen. I'm sharing my gold chart now. So yesterday, my signal group, we ate gold in the morning. And last night, stroke this morning, we eating GBP USD as well. I think that one has already hit TP and closed out already. So now we're seeing how to find continuation. So let's do the breakdown of gold. So from Friday, I think I only dropped this particular breakdown for NFP that happened on Friday. This sell, I dropped it on my VIP group as my WhatsApp group, right? I dropped this whole sell, like telling them that this market was going to sell, but sell to a certain level, but the sell was bigger than even what I expected because NFP have not been giving us massive moves in the past couple of weeks and all, past couple of months, but this one that just happened was a crazy one, dropped almost 2,000 pips, and that was crazy. I got in on the sell, but I got out very early, which is okay. We move again. So let's start the breakdown from a much higher time frame so that we can see the whole thing, right? So gold have been very, very bearish now. We thought, personally, I thought I was one of the school of thought that thought maybe this particular order block was going to hold gold up for us, but nah, it didn't work. At the end of the day, we're still selling. So fundamentals is also behind pushing this price down. And we're probably going to see more sales again, more sales going down because I mean the structure is clearly very, very bullish. So even if you look at it from the weekly time frame, you can see the momentum, everything carries for that bullish momentum. So I mean, so right now we should be looking at the next bus stop where market is going to be heading to, and just keep moving like that until there's a structural shift on the higher time frame. So breaking this down, let me just hide all of this. So you can see clearly here that we've broken below this close right now, and that indicates more sales for us, right? And you see this red line that I drew here. is on the lower time frame. We're going to go see that I'm trying to define the destination of where this gold is going to be heading, like where price is going to be heading to. So I have a destination right here. That means that there is a chance for more sales in the market, more possible sales, right? So, but then before that kind of sale will happen, I mean, this is a very massive move um, from NFP, right? And one thing you should understand about this news release is that most times when news is being released, sometimes you don't really need to understand the fundamentals behind it, because I mean, if you're going to check your news reviews and you're waiting for the outcome to come out, before the outcome sinks in, before you get all your data intact, before you know it, the price have moved. So I usually say this, right? When you're trading news, just work with your, oh, my battery is low. Hold on just a moment, please. We're gonna do a little bit of shifting. Trying to trade fundamentals like this, I always advise that you do what? You try and just work with your technicals. Look at your, please, are you with me? I think my network is hanging. Please let me know in the comments if you're still with me, because I think my network just seized up a bit. Please let me know if you're still with me on the chat, on the comment section. Are we still connected? All right, awesome. All right, awesome. So, like I was explaining trading fundamentals, right? So I just go in line with what the chart is showing you, because most times news release are excuses to move the market in the direction the market is already going to, right? So I did not really do much. All I just did was I went down to my 1 hour time frame. Let me show you guys how I just knew that this market was going to drop based on the candlestick pattern and everything that was, pulling down. So we had this zone right here. We had this zone and we had this major zone. Now it just tells me that okay, market is, from this whole impulsive move, we're expecting market to drop. That is the low that caused all this retrace, impulsive move, right? So we're expecting the market to at least come down to this zone, and there was a smaller zone here. So all these were internal structures leading to this market dropping down here. So when the news release was about to drop, the market was around this zone here. And what do we have here? You can see that there is an order block here, a very sweet order block, and then the market started moving slowly towards this point, right? When it got close to the order block, it started slowing down. We can see a couple of rejections happening, right? Smaller candles, a wedge, a rising wedge pattern, and all these are indications that the market is about to drop. So it was just waiting for that news release to happen. So when the news release happened, the sell just, you see, there was no push to the upside or anything. The market just dropped down crazily, right from this point down to this zone. So majorly when you're trading news like this, just usually if you don't understand what is happening in the fundamental aspect, look at your chart, look at the technicals. The technicals can give you a hint of what is about to happen as well. Remember, news releases are usually excuses to move the market in the direction of that market, of whatever analysis you're doing, right? So just get your analysis correct, you'll be straight up. Right. So after this whole drop now, this market started slowly dropping down. So now let's just do our proper analysis. So now this is why I had this line drawn. This is why I had this line drawn. So if you shift back, you will see where this is coming from, right? So this is the lowest point to support that the market created before all that move happened, and that is why I drew this line from this zone. So this is like a destination of where markets will be headed, right? And for now, after this whole impulsive move, there have to be a correction, right? So if you go back to the 4 hour time frame, you would see a proper price action set, right? So we have an order block that the market created here before this drop, which is okay. We have a breaker block section here which the market violated. So this is going to be our first point of reaction, right? This is going to be our first point of reaction. So we're expecting, if at all this retracement is now going to come back to this order block, at least 50% of this zone, which is in line with our resistance turn support. You know how this whole resistance support means that the market might push up to this zone first of all, and then market pushing from this point to this point is a lot of pips, right? So these are just higher time frame dimensions to where the market is going. But the main thing is we broke down to lower time frame so that we can find entries to justify the higher time frame. That's basically what I'll be doing, right? So if you come down to the 2 hour time frame, now the market is giving me have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. The market is rejecting from this zone, which is a strong resistant area. So the market might still. So basically now, if you come down lower, you see where we got this buy here. I'll show you where we got this buy. This buy was from a 1 minute time frame analysis. So I'm not going to waste much time on that though, but let's break it down again. 1 hour time frame. So you can see the trajectory after this whole drop. We had this buy to the upside, breaking above this small structure, like a market structural shift from a lower time frame. You see the structural shift, and the market is now pulling up. So we want to join that buy continuation, that buy pull up, right? For us to see, okay, price have a reason to come down to this order block at least, or even go beyond to this point. So two particular zones, and getting the price, getting an entry from this zone to carry us over to the next side is very will be very good for us. Right, that's going to be like the trading idea for this week. So now this is a serious area of interest to look out for. This particular zone right here, this particular zone right here, it's a very serious area to look out for, because I mean there's a resistance around this here. There's a break of structure that happened here. So we've gotten our first mitigation. This is the first breaker block mitigation. Market came back the second time. So we're going to break down the time frames again to look for, is there a reason why market should come back down? Because I mean, look, this is an impulsive move, right? From this low to this high. So this is like a 50% area. Let's see if market can come below 50% to give us a deep retracement entry. Right, that's basically what we're looking for. So this is going to be my first impression. And because market rejected from here, creating a small structure here. So what I'm just going to do simply is break down to smaller time frame. Is there any reason why market might come here? Is there an order block POI? I'm looking for a POI now that will help me join the trade, right? So I'll break down I'll toggle through all the time frames. Now from the 45 minutes, you can see there's a breaker block here, right? This order block that was not respected, so it's a breaker block. On the 30 minutes, what do we have? Better. Now the breaker block is getting clearer. See the 30-minute breaker block? Powerful, right? And that's the reason why I actually drew this line here. So you see it right here, like this. So let's still break it down again and see what we have on the 15-minute time frame. Now on the 15-minute time frame, that breaker block is still existing on the 15-minute time frame, which tells us that multiple time frame confirmation of that particular area. Yes, so this is our inducement liquidity right here. Let me put this as part of the inducement liquidity. You can see it. So, and market kept bouncing off of this, engineering more liquidity. So, yep, this is now going to be my what? Point of entry using this POI here. So I'm going to be getting a buy from this POI and then seeing the market push up at least to this zone first of all before we even go. Let's not go too far. So this is going to be my entry. All right, I already had this analysis. I just wanted to break it down for you guys to see where I'm entering from and all of that. So this is what I have on gold, on XAUSD. So let me write out my coordinates, right? So it's going to be a buy limit trade. Buy limit at 4,306.95. 95. Then SL, I'm just going to give you entry and SL. You figure out your TP, how you want to take your profit and all of that. 4296 point 0.01. All right. So interestingly, we're having like something that is actually happening here now. So I wanted to share this one again. So this is another very beautiful setup. It's a buy momentum, right? So you have your liquidity engineered here. You have two break of structure, one, two. So this place is a very sweet entry, actually. Yeah, a very sweet buy that is already ongoing, but it's kind of, for me, I feel this is too late to join in because price has already moved out. It's already too late. I don't like joining trades like this from, if I don't get it from that onset, yeah, I don't feel comfortable entering it anymore. Even if I can break this down. If you break this down to maybe 5 minutes, let's on 5 minutes, 5 minutes push up. So, anyways, personally, I'll just be waiting. Okay, this is going to be like the re-entry on 5 minutes. I'm not interested in this particular trade. So possibly I'll be waiting for the New York session to push market down and then get me activated from around this zone. So if I should get any sell setup around here for the New York session, I'll definitely send that out, or probably maybe to the Signal group. But either way, I'll definitely send it out. But ultimately, this is where we're going to be waiting for the buy push up to the next zone using this breaker block, right? Using this breaker block. Yeah. So if you're on this particular one, I mean, this is a very sweet move that a lot of people will catch if you understand the strategy that we trade. It's a very sweet one. So if you're on it, you can hold your TP till market gets to this resistance point, get a good risk to reward, and you're out of the market. Then you wait for the next move. All right. So I have something very similar to this on silver. Very, very similar to this on silver. I did not get activated. I missed out on the setup. So I think that setup may not, the way gold is pushing up now. So you see this push that is happening on silver now. One thing I've noticed about the two pairs, they are very, very similar. Gold and silver are very similar assets, right? Metals. But what you should understand the dynamics of these two pairs is that silver tends to move before gold. So you can always use that as a confirmation, right? Like in this situation now, you see how the 1 hour have shoot up on silver, showing you a clear directional move, right? So if you go back to gold now, gold have not given you this exact push, but it will, because as silver has moved like this, gold will also take that precedence, right? So these pairs, they move very similar. You can always get confirmations from the other one. Okay, like this one, oh, silver has moved. That means gold is just lagging behind. It will still move. So it's an opportunity to hold your gold if you're on that particular buy momentum right now. But personally, I had a setup here on the 15-minute time frame. I don't want to do a deep down analysis on this one because they are very similar to gold. It's the same thing. What we did on gold is the same thing we're doing on the silver block entry. So price did not get tapped in. It's used the higher wick, but the main order block itself was not tapped in. So it's still hanging in there. This right? I'll show you guys that one. We did not get tapped in. Eventually, it came back, tapped us in, and go in our direction. So this is for silver. I'm still going to be holding this position, waiting for price drop. So I'll be waiting for how the sell is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, then we analyze the pair again for whatever we're seeing. Because at the end of the day, you cannot force the market to do what you want. You have to be reactive to the market. If it changes its course, you have to be flexible enough to know when to let go of a setup and reanalyze instead of it must come to this, it must happen like this. You are not the owner of the market. You don't own it. What we do is to follow trends, follow reactions. We react to what happens. We are not the press and the pace setters in the market. You don't have that kind of money now. Do you have that kind of liquidity to choose the trend of the market? Even down with yourself, I don't think you can do that. Probably yes. I don't know. Anyways, let's go further. So something interesting on GBP JPY as well. Something interesting on GBP JPY. So let's look at that quickly. Or before GBP JPY, let's look at GU first of all. Let's look at GU first of all. All right, so this is GBP USD. So this is one of the setup that we took in the Signal group. We've closed out TP already, but I want to put this out there for us for a continuation, right? So this is it. It's still very similar based on the whole news movement that happened last week Friday. So this is where we are on GU. going to react. Now, after the whole reaction, we got a push to the upside, a little bit on the lower time frames where you can find this entry. So we're expecting that markets will definitely, because this London session here, and London session have given us two major candles already, two big push to the upside. So now this is where market is reacting to this breaker block open, right? So definitely we'll have some slow movement here, and this can easily cause a correctional move for us. This particular breaker block, this is like next level you're seeing here. It means we need to find a way to join also. So judging from that, let's drop down to the 2 hour. So from the 2 hour, see that what we have here now is a very sweet impulsive move. So we have a break of structure that has happened right here, a break of structure here. So if we have a break of structure at this point of structure, after an impulsive move comes a correction. So we'll be waiting for the market to correct, and probably we're going to see that correction during the New York session. Now London session is pushing it up, New York session can come and push this price down. So we need to be looking for, okay, where is the next possible place to join this buy? This is the origin, this is the POI that originated this whole move. So let's mark this POI like this, and then let's come down to the 1 hour time frame and refine the entry, right? So you can see, oh god, this is going to be a beautiful setup. So I have like inducement liquidity here. We're done with this. Let me just shift this out, please. We're done with it. So this is our inducement liquidity right here. This is our inducement liquidity, and this is our breaker block. Our breaker block is aligning with the 4 hour POI, order block POI that we had before. So yeah, this is going to be a very fantastic entry point. Fantastic entry point. It has everything we need for a very nice entry. A 9 pip, let's just say a 10 pip SL. So what do we do now? We wait. Now, wait for New York session to get a pullback. If you want to get a way to sell it, no problem. But ultimately, you wait for this powerful buy from this point. You know, when I expect a buy from here. So go on your charts, figure out your coordinates, your entries, and everything. I've given you the zone and everything. Yeah, so just go and just do all of that yourself. It's a very pretty straightforward setup. Okay, so the next pair I'm going to be looking at. I feel my network keeps lagging. Please, can you just let me know if we're still together? Please let me know in the comment section. Are we still together? My Wi-Fi has been lagging for the past 2 days. I don't know why. I've restarted it. So please let me know. Are we still together? Please let me know in the comment section. Are we together, guys? All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Sorry, I'm always asking this because I need us to be together so that I know when the network is, lagging or dragging us back. So we have something again on GBP JPY. So let's head to GBP JPY now. Where are you? GBP JPY. Okay. All right, so that's GBP JPY. That's GBP JPY. Now let's do a breakdown of this. Let's go to the daily time frame first of all. So interesting price action, very, very, very interesting. So from the daily time frame, so I analyze a pair and you're doing it on trading view. Most times it's by default it's either going to be on Owanda or majorly Owanda broker, but always or FXCM. But always try, to switch your chart to forex.com. You get why? Forex.com is usually clearer. The candles are more distinct. I'll show you something on USD JPY that I missed because I was on FXTM, maybe Owanda broker. On Forex.com, it was already there. And sometimes when the market opens with a gap, check it with your Owanda will show you the gap. Forex.com will not show you the gap. It will show you a clearer structure that you can use. So, you have to use them hand in hand, not just to use only one, but always compare them. Right. So this is a daily time frame. And from the daily time frame, see this very sweet order block POI, right? Then we have right here. Good. I hope you guys can see this. Market reacted to the week of this particular order block POI. This was a very powerful order block. It was a protected one because this order block swept liquidity before the drop, right? So after sweeping this liquidity and the drop, market came reacted on the week and we had this push to the down. So all this can be taken as one impulsive move, and a deep retracement area will be this point, right? This order block area. Now, this order block area has imbalance. It has this inducement liquidity engineered already. So it means that there is still a chance that this market might drop all the way down here for a proper correction before this impulsive move resumes again. If that's the case, this is a daily time frame order block. So usually when I'm on a daily time frame order block, I like to put a line on my 50% range so that I will now go to lower time frames to confirm if there is any relations with the 50% and any other POI that I can find in there. So meanwhile, we'll drop this and leave it here. When we get down to lower time frame, we'll follow up. So for the market to drop all the way down here, we need to look for ways to join this market down here, because you can't just be, this is a daily time frame. You can't just be waiting for this POI to get, it's going to take a couple of days or something, right? So now I'm seeing a bearish order block here, right? Liquidity has been swept here, so momentum to the downside. A bearish order block still on the daily time frame, but can we really use this? No, we have to break it down at least to the 4 hours first, right? So we have something that could push price down, and we have where the price is waiting for us down below. So from the 4-hour time frame, what are we going to do? Beautiful. Now from the 4-hour time frame, let's start with this sell setup, right? So you can see the order block again. We had an order block on the daily POI. We have a 4-hour POI as well. So let me adjust this properly. So this is going to be like a sell setup, right? That will push price down. You can see the sweep happening here. We had the sweep here. So this is, and then this order block move up here. So this 4-hour time frame, if you're using the H4, let's say you want to enter from the H4, put your stop loss definitely above that. We're going to be having like 90 pip SL. That's big for GBP JPY. Even for GBP JPY, 90 pip is quite big. So let's drop down to the 2-hour time frame and streamline this more. Okay, good. So right now, this whole move have turned into what? An imbalance area, an FVG right here. And then the main order block POI is now here at this point, right? So this is now the order block. You have your FVG right here. So if that's the case, we want to see market reacting here, engineering liquidity for us around the FVG area. I prefer to use the order block POI to get in my trade. So I'm going to be shorting this from this point. So if I'm doing that now, my SL will be around that 50 pip, which is pretty much decent for a GBP JPY currency. And then we're going to be selling this. TP should be around here for your first stick. Then if you can hold all the way down here, this is going to be beautiful, right? Now, coming back to this zone, remember where we drew our 50% area, right? So this is where that order block is. This is the whole order block zone. Now we drew a 50% line here, asking ourselves, okay, do we have any reason for any 50% move here? Yes, you can see this breakout right on this 50% area, this breaker block area. So we have some inducement liquidity around here, which validates this breaker block. So this is a good place to get a POI entry. And then we have another order block here. Yeah, so even this POI and everything just aligns with this particular order block that is sitting here. So I'll prefer to use the 50% area as my entry point. So judging from that, if I'm going to take an entry from the 50% down here to this low, is still around 50 plus pips. So yeah, that's it basically. So I'm going to be waiting for price to activate a sell from here. all the way down here. Then we'll look for how to join in on the buy to the top side. And that's GBP, JPY. All right, so this is pretty much what I have for today, guys. Someone said he can't hear me again. Is it a general problem or just you? So I want to take in your pairs now. So I have a setup on on XAUUSD. I have on silver. I have on I think I have something like that on BTC as well, but because of the network, let's just take a few um pairs that you guys are looking at, and then let me just check it out because my network is really, really acting out and I'm not enjoying the fact that it's not stable. All right, is there any pair you want me to check for you guys quickly? Yeah. I remember I have something on BTC as well.